A 7-year-old girl and her 13-year-old brother are getting ready for their favorite after-school activity, watching television. Their parents won't be home from work for several hours, and watching TV together after school before having a snack is one of the highlights of their day. The boy takes his usual spot on the couch, while the girl sits right in front of the television and turns it on. Pretty Pony Paradise is about to start, and she never misses an episode. Her brother would rather watch something else, but he loves seeing his sister happy, so he always lets her watch the pony adventures. But today, when she selects the channel, a different program appears. Instead of the usual Pretty Pony theme song, circus music blares through the TV speakers. On the screen, bright, colorful words appear. Bobble the Clown. "Hey, this isn't Pretty Pony," she says to her brother, but when she turns around, she realizes he has fallen asleep. The girl isn't happy, but she decides to give this new program a chance. Maybe her pony show will come on right after. The circus music stops, and a cheerful-looking clown does a cartwheel. "Hello, children," says the clown. "Do you like to have fun?" The little girl likes having fun. After all, maybe this new show isn't so bad. She watches Bobble walk through the streets of a pleasant, ordinary, small American town. Everyone seems to enjoy the cheerful clown and waves as he passes. Bobble stops in front of a house painted to resemble a circus tent. This must be where Bobble lives. He invites the man inside, and the two of them enter the house. Inside, Bobble gestures for the man to sit while he prepares refreshments. The girl watches Bobble head into the kitchen. There, he begins sharpening knives and explains to the camera how to properly prepare meat, how to carefully remove skin from flesh, and how to preserve bones for future broth. The girl watches with fascination as Bobble delivers his unusual lesson. Maybe it's a good show after all. Maybe this will become her new favorite. The girl stands up while her brother continues sleeping and walks into the kitchen. She opens a drawer so she can reach the counter where the knife block sits and takes out a large meat cleaver. She watches it shine in the light, fascinated by its sharp, gleaming edge. The girl returns to the living room and climbs onto the couch beside her sleeping brother. She watches Bobble step away from a pot of red meat cooking and turn to the camera. The girl stands up and raises the cleaver. Bobble moves closer to the camera, his eyes fascinated, as if he can see through the screen, and is watching the girl. She slowly lifts the knife above her head as Bobble begins to whisper, "Come on, it's our turn," then licks his lips. The girl pauses for a second, looks at her brother still asleep, and brings the cleaver down. The static is rising and the broadcast has only just begun. I am your guide through the deepest darkness of the Foundation's archives. I am the Shadow Archivist, and you are watching Story from Shadow. If you want to survive the next containment breach, join our circle in the shadows. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell before the screen goes dark forever. Now, let's return to the file of SCP-993. SCP-993 is the designation given by the SCP Foundation to a children's television program titled Bobble the Clown. At first glance, Bobble the Clown appears to be a classic educational cartoon for children, featuring bright colors, a mascot, and a recurring structure in which the main character, Bobble the Clown, learns a new skill or begins a new activity. This program does not appear to have any recurring secondary characters, with Bobble being the only character who returns in every episode. The settings generally change from one episode to another, and Bobble is often seen in a new or unusual location. Although the program is intended for children, the anomalous properties of this strange television show manifest almost immediately. First, any person over the age of 10 who watches the program will immediately lose consciousness at the beginning and remain in a comatose state until the broadcast ends. Upon waking, they report experiencing a severe throbbing headache just before losing consciousness. However, the most disturbing aspect of this show is what has been reported by viewers under the age of 10. They claim to see Bobble the Clown giving instructions comparable to those found in many children's programs, promoting good hygiene or encouraging going to bed early. However, Bobble's lessons are somewhat different. The subjects he discusses include torture, murder, and even cannibalism. When young viewers watch the program, the lessons appear to embed themselves in their minds, and repeated exposure causes permanent effects similar to symptoms of psychosis and schizophrenia. Among the known episodes of Bobble the Clown is Bobble in the Big City, in which Bobble appears in a large American city resembling New York, and explains to viewers different ways to avoid fire detection when starting fires using common household items such as mosquito coils. The episode ends with Bobble setting fire to a large building before disappearing from the screen. The camera remains focused on the burning building for several minutes, during which screams can reportedly be heard. In another episode titled Bobble's Sneaky Saturday, Bobble is once again in a large city, this time resembling London, England, with the Elizabeth Tower housing Big Ben visible in the background. In this episode, Bobble is seen calmly following a woman as she walks home. Once she arrives, Bobble attacks her with a large butcher knife before giving viewers advice on how to remain unnoticed in crowded places. Bobble discovers the truth. The clown appears in a prisoner of war camp, where Bobble tortures a captured soldier while asking him absurd questions the soldier cannot answer. This continues until the prisoner dies, after which Bobble details methods for inflicting painful but non-lethal injuries. Bobble Hates You is one of the most disturbing episodes in the series. It shows Bobble sitting in an empty room, silently and angrily staring at the viewer for 30 minutes. But the strangest episode is one whose title contains multiple profanities, and in which Bobble appears to be inside a video archive room at a secure Foundation site, the same room where recordings of Bobble the Clown are stored. In this episode, a completely enraged Bobble presents methods for breaching the containment systems of several SCPs. Then he provides personal details about the researchers assigned to those SCPs, including their daily routines, before suggesting various ways to assassinate them. Another notable detail about this episode: at one point, an animated representation of an SCP Foundation researcher can be seen walking past Bobble. A clock on the wall shows the time, and that same researcher later confirmed that he did indeed walk through the video archive room at that exact time, though he does not recall seeing a clown filming a television show there. Episodes of Bobble the Clown continue to be broadcast from an unknown source. However, future broadcasts will be intercepted using protocol you.Beta 3 in order to prevent public viewing. All transmissions are recorded for the Foundation archives and for continued research into the anomaly. Subjects under the age of 10 must be assigned to view the recordings. Once the viewers describe what occurred in the episode, they are to be immediately administered a Class A amnestic. Now, discover another entry from Dr. Bob's files. And once again, thank you for joining me in my mission by subscribing, enabling notifications, and asking your friends to do the same, so that together we may continue exploring the classified archives of the SCP Foundation.